Welcome back to Project Brupeg. A lot has happened over the last 2 weeks. After working with the Australian Navy Cadets, we start to sort out our autopilot and hydraulics. We get our new second-hand dinghy and a huge disappointment. We head out to Magnetic Island and do some much needed work on Brupeg. We explore the island, Duncan arrives, and we get ready to head to Cairns. This is the start of what happened.
Brupeg was a sunken fishing trawler that was stripped out and ready for the scrapyard. She's just completed a 10-year rebuild that's brought her back to life. With the help of volunteers and funded by our Patreons, community and subscribers, she'll be crewed by passionate people from around the world. If you'd like to be involved and support the project, please consider joining us on Patreon or subscribe to the channel. There's a link in the description below. So we've got a lot of work happening this morning after all of the cadets have vamoosed. We've been out to Magnetic Island with our Navy contacts. It was cool to have a good day and like a debrief and just to talk with them, and it was really nice. But the boat still needs a lot of work because it's a steel boat. So, Jess.
Yeah, it went really well. We had 5 groups in total. Alena's got used to doing things like the anchoring and all sorts, and right now she's working on
out here. We're just cleaning up some of the steel work so that we can basically get some paint on where it wears out. I've been working on something that we've been wanting to do for a very long time. The steering wheel is now missing, and that's so that we can put a new one on. Let me show you what we're going to be rolling with. I've been off the boat this morning taking a steering wheel down so that we could get the taper changed to fit our orbital control on the boat, because we've been wanting to upgrade the steering wheel for a long time. Jess chose the steering wheel quite a while ago, and it's been like just something that we're really looking forward to getting on. So let her introduce it to you.
Thanks, Daniel, for all your help with the steering wheel. Amazing. Let me show you what it looks like. Perfect.
Oh, beautiful. It just looks magic.
So many people were upset with the tractor wheel.
So we've gone with a Lego wheel instead.
You know, Damien. So it's with the guys up at the workshop this morning. Dame just dropped it up, and we're looking forward to getting the actual one on. I'll show you soon. It's not this one. Anyway, it's not this one.
All right, frivolities are over, so we need to get our hydraulics working for our autopilot. One of the challenges that we have with the autopilot is we don't know what we don't know about the hydraulics. So we're fairly sure that we've got the electrics now sorted. So the autopilot is pumping out 12-volt commands to the solenoids, the hydraulic solenoids in the engine room. However, the hydraulic solenoids are original to the boat. When the boat sunk and was raised back up, anything aluminium basically evaporated in the salt water, and the little tags that are on the hydraulic solenoids disappeared, and with it all the part numbers, the voltages, everything, it's all gone. We can't tell what the solenoids are, and these solenoids are original to the boat, so they are pretty old. They're probably 15 years old now at least. We've got no information on them. They work, but we think that they might be 24 volt, and we know that the autopilot is pushing 12 volts, so the solenoids are getting half of the power that they need. We also think, and this is based on not knowing enough about hydraulics, but we also think that our hydraulic pressure when we activate the autopilot is bleeding through the steering and back into the tank, so it's not actually getting full pressure at the rams. Now, Daniel helped us basically do a big system analysis and figure out that that's potentially going on. I've got a chap hopefully booked in to come down and have a look at our hydraulic system and see what we've got and tell us what we don't know about the hydraulics. One of the things I have to do is some homework. I need to pull the solenoids off and see if we can find any identification on them whatsoever. All right, front of the engine room, on the wall of supporters, we've got our autopilot system. So this is a solenoid that basically diverts hydraulic power up to our anchor winch or to our steering. And these two solenoids, one of them is used, in this case this one over here, is used for our autopilot, so switching between left and right ram, and this one is basically a spare. We could use this for something else, like maybe a remote steering position or something like that. It's actually not used, so we're not worried about that one. What we're wanting to do is, in the center of these is 4 Allen key bolts. We want to take this solenoid off the manifold at the back and then spin it around and see if we can see any ID on the plastic components, basically something telling us voltage. If we can't do that, we might be able to do a multimeter reading and get an ohms resistance reading. We may be able to figure out voltage at that point. I'm not too concerned about like rescuing these. What I really want to do is find out what type of valves they are. We think they're, I think, C-top 3 or something like that, he kept saying. But basically I want to get these valves as ID'd as possible so that he can get a 12 volt replacement, put a new one on, and then we're going to also look at what else we need in the system. So homework, let's get these off. Done. Drain out of there if you've got anything in you. Lovely, not a lot coming out. Where's that going to drain? Drain out there. So not fully knowing what I need to look for, I can't find bugger all. I've given this a clean up with a bit of emery paper and some brake clean. There's no marks that I can see on here in terms of like stamped or cast or anything. There's no labels. He did say, the hydraulics guy did say, you may sometimes see something on the backside, this side here. I can't see anything for the life of me. It just looks like black plastic to me. And then this side here, it's exactly the same. Give it a bit of a wipe off. There's no marks. I can't find anything to ID this solenoid. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to get him down and figure out, because he said the challenge you have is some are normally open, some are normally closed, which does totally different things to your solenoids when they're powered up or they're not powered up. They can operate in different ways. So I don't know enough about hydraulics to understand how to make this system work. Daniel, our hydraulics specialist, does know about this stuff, but he's on the other side of the planet, so it's hard for him to be able to really understand what's going on with the system, because it's being translated through my dodgy ability to relay information to him. And that's why we thought the best thing to do is to get a specialist on board the boat and figure out what's going on with this system here, so that we can then put a brand new 12 volt solenoid. They're not super expensive, and these are pretty old, so that's why we're thinking let's put a new one on and we just eliminate that risk, and we can also understand it better. But yeah, I can't tell him anything more than what I've told him, because I can't see any numbers on this solenoid. So there's definitely going to be some sparky capable people that are telling me if I'm doing something wrong, but I'm getting 20.4 ohms across those terminals. I'm getting 20.4 across those terminals, and when I do that, I believe this is earth. When I do that, I'm getting nothing. I think nothing, nothing, and nothing. And then when I go on to noisy, so I'm getting noisy across those, noisy across those, nothing from earth to positive, earth to positive, earth to positive, earth to positive, nothing on those ones. So I don't know how you tell what voltage they are, but you've seen the readings that I've just got. I'd love to understand more. Again, it's not the end of the world, because we're going to basically replace this no matter what, but it'd be good to know for future reference.
After a little bit of work and some provisioning in Townsville, we headed back out to Magnetic Island to do some work on the boat while we wait for Duncan to come back from overseas, who's going to join us on the trip north. On each one of the things. We head into Horseshoe Bay to explore and have a look around, pick up some bread and supplies, and head back out. You can see the bottle. It's clear, Jane. Yeah. Swimmable. You can see the stinger nets ahead on the beach. This is a safe area for swimming here at Horseshoe Bay. Stinger is a local term for a number of species of jellyfish, usually with venomous stings that can make it dangerous to swim, especially during the stinger season, which is the warmer months.
What's your plan while you're in the island?
I want to go snorkeling. I want to get Damien to go swimming. And maybe catch one of the rugby league games at the restaurant.
So Alena's gone through with epoxy etch, Jodomastic 90, so that's getting ready to be painted. Up the front we're going to be putting the grip on the deck. She's in the last stages, just touching up any bits that need a bit of a clean up, and then we're about to get the paint down. So we just removed the secondary anchor. A lot of people were nervous about roughs behind here. Never seen behind here yet, but that's 2 years worth of this rubber sitting. There we go. 2 years worth of the rubber sitting on the side, and it pretty much hasn't done anything. So if anything, the paint's quite good under there. So yeah, I think we'll just keep going with that. The rubber works really well. Alena's gone around and taped up all of the various areas that we need to essentially cover and not have paint on them. Anchor chains all covered up, ready to go. What we're planning on doing is we're going to tape from here up, you can see, and then we've got a nice crisp line. We're going to have yellow coming down and out over beyond this pencil line. So all of this will be yellow, all of that down there will be yellow, and it'll come out to say here. And then the grey deck grip will be in this area here. So we're just about ready to start painting, I think. Look how awesome this is coming up. So she's done basically right the way around, one coat everywhere, two coats in places. So around here we've got paint sort of going on all over the show. This is coming up really, really good. It's looking great. Can't wait to see this all done. It's gonna look so cool. Right, up the side we are starting to get ready to put the grey down. So we're going around marking the line all the way around where we're going to be basically taping it up. Over this side you can see the taping starting to happen. So then it's got the gap that we want to maintain all the way around, so we're painting on this side and that side's going to remain yellow. So basically, yeah, going through making sure that we've got a nice crisp line. How we do the line is pretty non-technical. So we basically take this block of wood, it's got a V cut into the side because then we can push it up against things like that and it doesn't get interfered with by anything on the bottom. So put our marks down and then basically freehand a nice curve in there like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Same deal on that side. Get a line going. Get a line going there. And freehand a nice curve. Using that as a guide. So if I'm, say, 3/4 of an inch out all the way around, I know I'm pretty good. Like that. If I was pedantic, which I'm absolutely not, I would have a radius that I use to pop into these corners. But we don't need to go to that extent. So close now, ready to just about start putting the grey down. Nice curves all the way around where we need to hide the yellow from the grey. This is going to look awesome. That's 2 coats. Like, it's a little bit transparent on 1 coat, 2 coats, really quite good. Paint's a little bit old, so it is a wee bit more congealed than it was when we first did it, so it does show up like runs and brush, like roller marks and stuff a bit more, but it's all good. This is basically grip, so it's really not going to matter if it's a little bit more rough. This is incredible. Cannot wait until we peel that blue tape off and reveal all of the lines. Really, really looking forward to this.
Oh, I hate that I can see.
The imperfections.
Yeah.
Oh, this is looking great. The tape is a pain, but it's looking great.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, this is what I've been looking forward to. Take this back, and then we end up with yellow. Quite difficult to get it off without the blue ripping.
We continued on to do other jobs while anchored at Horseshoe Bay, a bit more exploring around the island, and then lifted the anchor and headed back into Townsville to sort out some engineering. Thank you for making this possible. See you next week.